Hey guys, my name is Lilian and welcome back to another episode of Fulltopia here in City Skylines. Guys, last episode we started to expand our little industrial area and we finally got some offices in and a university to start getting those higher educated peeps in those higher paying jobs. Pretty cool, isn't it? So today then I want to try and focus on getting to 32,000 residents in our population. That will then unlock a new tile for us, and then I can then use the train line or the rail line that goes to our cargo hub boat transport thingy exporter. I mean, if that's not the official name for it, it totally should be. We finally get the little cargo hub set up so the industrial areas can load their stuff into a train. The train goes to the harbour and then it gets exported, thus reducing the amount of vehicles on the road by the trucks and stuff like that. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. So guys, if you enjoy this and want to see more Fulltopia in the future, then make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you're new around here too, make sure you subscribe. Now, I have been thinking, as I usually do after I record each episode, and I don't know how true this is, but it's kind of been brought to my attention. And I've noticed this in Foolstown too, in the other series that we do. If I go to the unemployment, 30% unemployed. Now, that's kind of understanding. It's like, I have 12,000 jobs available, only 10,000 have been taken. Fair enough. I do have 30,000 population, but I'm thinking to myself, guys, you know the mod that I have for the garbage? I'm starting to think, because quite hundreds of people work here. Like, it takes hundreds of people to work there. And I'm thinking when they work there, it's not being classed as they've got a job. So they're still technically unemployed, if that makes sense. But because they're going there, they can't go anywhere else. I don't know. It's a conspiracy that I'm coming up with, but we'll see what happens when we got more jobs. We do have a high demand, so we'll see how things go. Now, this is kind of counterintuitive right now, because I need to place down more industrial and commercial. I don't want to do it here. I want to do it here, which means I need to buy this square, run the train to it, put a cargo depot there, expand it over slightly, thus more jobs. But to do that, I need to increase our population. So I think I'm going to work on kind of slightly configuring this area. This is going to be the suburbs to the whole Fulltopia. So this is kind of like the main downtown Fullhattan we got here. And then we're going to do like a little suburb section here, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going to see how it goes. So what I want is, we're going to actually kind of, we'll keep it plain. I'm going to kind of flatten the land out slightly. So if we're not terrain height, I need brush size a little bit bigger. So if I take it from, let's go from here. Well, I didn't mean to do it there, but if I push this along, I might have to, do you know what, I'll delete the road back a bit, and we'll take it from this point. So what I'm going to do is push this along. I know it's very high, but we're going to smoothen it down. Let's kind of up that brush size. I want to try and get this area not as flat as possible, but as close to being flat as possible. We'll take this height here. There we go. So it's kind of roughly all the same at this section. I'm going to smoothen the edges out slightly. And pick that little level there. Bring it out again a bit more. Right, that's good enough there. We'll bring the brush size down now. And we'll try and get like a decent waterfront area. So if I can kind of make it slightly straighter. And then with the smoothing of the brush tool, we get those fine edges. So we'll just run around it quickly, smoothing it off in little spots. Up our brush size. There we go. And then go quite drastic on the smoothing. So this will make things 10 times better in this area. We can flatten it to place down our residential and stuff like that. There we go. Not sure what issues that's going to cause, but it's not perfectly flat, but it's flatter than pretty much what it was. I don't want to ruin the natural landscape too much. So let's continue with this then. So let's bring this down. And now because we'll actually bring it down quite far. We'll bring it about here. No, actually no, we'll bring it, because eventually I want it to have another connection. Probably create the connection at this point when we buy that little piece of land, but I need the road to bend round. So if I chose it to come out, say, to here, let's go about there. Yeah, that's perfect. And then this is going to connect beautifully. There's a little bend there. So that way that kind of bends around there. It's still going to be low density, so there's not going to be much issues in terms of traffic. We're trying to do some really good transport links as well. I've even thought about, as I choke, adding in a ferry line to various spots. Not sure where I'm going to drop it, but that's a good little shout we can do there. So let's pick the roads then, and I'm thinking, do I do normal just road? So I'm kind of thinking like the I've mentioned it before, but if you know it, then you kind of get my idea. But if you don't know, if you go to San Francisco and go to where the Golden Gate Park is, and underneath it where you have all the suburbs and they're all perfectly in line in a grid, that's kind of the effect I'm going for in this area, if that makes any sense to anybody. Now I don't know whether to have like technically like a boulevard that kind of cuts through each one. I think I should. So if I took this and rolled with it, we go up by 50, and then this one went up by 4. So that's a kind of little boulevard that kind of separates each area. So if I bring this out by 70, and then I can cut, I don't want it to cut across like that. I mean, it will keep the traffic off the main cut-through road, which is probably a better idea. So do it like that, and I create a connection just there as well. So that kind of, do you know what? That's not really good when it's all suburbified, if that is even a word right now. So let's bring this along too. So we'll work with the one. I'm not going to completely fill this up today. I just need to get 32,000 population, and we have to kind of do it in stages so we can like watch the traffic kind of play out, so to speak. But there we go. That's the kind of first little sign of it. And we eventually build up and around it and added some really good transport links. But that's kind of where that's a skeleton of this area for now. So we'll see pretty much how it goes. It's going to be quite exciting. It's going to be quite exciting, boys. So before we go any further then, let's place down in this area the water. There we go. And I think it will be easy to go across like this. So try and maximize it. Shame I can't do run right there, isn't it? That's okay. There we go. We'll bring this straight down to connect. So the water's over there, which is great. It's great. We just don't have the power over here at the moment. So we've got to figure out a way then on how we can bring power from... I mean, how much power do we have produced? 816 megawatts, and we need to utilize that. So it's going to be for now a power line going straight over until we figure out something better. So yeah, that's how it's going to be. So let's do some low density first then. So if I kind of pause, go bam, 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 we'll do kind of 3 rows just here. No, we do a 4th row on this side as well. Well, actually, no, you know what? I could get rid of those and place the commercial on these sides. So if I do 4 rows either side, and we drop down some commercial just here on the boulevard in the middle, that would make more sense, right? But then rather have... Oh, I've got a better idea. Let me count how many squares there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we use only 3 tiles on the one side for commercial and the 4 on the opposite side for residential, then that's very like, I mean, I can only go off experiences, but that's like, because you know, it reminds me of LA. I mean, you drive down the big boulevards and you get the commercial on the one side, and you kind of turn off at the boulevard and go down to the first road that connects behind it, and it's all residential housing. Really reminds me. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty much everywhere in the US, but I've only ever been to LA and San Francisco, so in America, so that's where all my reference points come from. So we need electricity then. So what I'll do, I'll run it parallel to the bridge at the moment, and then we'll just kind of bring it in just to there, and hopefully it grows and connects. We'll see what happens, but we'll let that do its thing. Hopefully these connections are solid. Some people still use these connections. I'm not sure what they're using them for, or where they're coming off. Are they thinking that this is the quicker route, maybe? no. I mean, we can solve that by doing a lane dictation. This is kind of... Oh, we have done a lane dictation. Yeah. So not using it or treating it to go straight on. Oh, they're using it to turn around. I always forget about that. Right, that's going to slowly start to build up then. And it might be a case that I bring this down to just there. Because that's the commercial is going to be built up first before anything else. So let that do what it's going to do then. And like I said, I need 32,000. Unlocks a new area. We unlock planes as well, so we can even get an airport in. That'd be kind of cool. Build our own airport. We've got that mod installed. How is the export area over here? How is the jobs over here? Are people taking the jobs? Yeah, everyone's taking the jobs. They're all pretty much filled up. You don't see much movement over here, and there is no public transport. So it would be great to get the subway system in. But we've also got to think now then, as it starts to build up, our subway lines. So we've got I'm calling it the green line at the moment. We got the green line in. Where's the metro? There we go. The green line in, and that actually can go straight into here, which would be great. And I will run it down, bring it down to this side because it will filter over to here. That's where I want to build the university campus, and that's where they can use a subway line just there. But it's all how we get to Park District, and it might be that I mean, I could either create a brand new line that hooks up to here, or because I don't really want it to go across there. It doesn't really make any sense. And it's quite a tough one, isn't it? Because I could drop a station. No, I don't really want to do that. It's a tough one, guys. Let me know what you think about that in ways I could get, like, or where should I run it? Do I run it from Park District up here? Do I have the Strawberry Coast to Walnut Hills, the orange line,